Hey everybody, it's Chief Wes from Talking Ship. What's going to be your favorite show, / is your favorite show, / at some point will be your favorite show because God knows when you're seeing this. We're actually out here at NSBE 50 this year, and I'm with an outstanding example of the human condition that I get to work with all the time. If you guys have ever seen my socials, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello everybody, I am Chief Perossier. I am the Community Outreach Manager for Navy Recruiting Command out of Millington, Tennessee.
Capital T, by the way. And that,
Absolutely.
yeah. So, I know that we've gone out, we've done a lot of these events, like we were at Baya together, a lot of these big outreach things that focus on traditionally underrepresented communities. So, in your words, what do you think the importance of the Navy being present at NSBE is, and what value kind of goes both ways on that?
So I think that it gives this sort of a synergy with NSBE and the Navy because we are looking for the brightest, and here at NSBE we find the brightest engineers that are essential to what we're trying to do in the Navy. So I think that when we join with them, it makes this great opportunity for NSBE as well as for us because it gives us a chance to have all of what we're looking for in one solid place, and it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I've known you for a little while.
Yes.
And just so everybody knows, this is one of the people that I go to when I'm having problems with things. I can't figure things out. I walk up, I'm like, hey, I'm dumb, help me, please. And she always does with a smile on her face.
I appreciate that.
So, I mean, the short question is, how'd you get so awesome? But the long question is, you are one of the most skilled people that I've met in the Navy. How did you develop yourself in that manner? And, what words of wisdom would you give to people who want to be like you?
That's actually a great question. How did I create this person that I am? I've been in the Navy a really long time, and I've gotten the opportunity to meet some absolutely amazing people. And every time I meet those people, I take something from them. Whatever it is, whatever it's something that I think that will be essential to the person that I am, that will make me a better person, that will create this person that I thought and I know that I wanted to be. I just kind of take that from them. And of course, you're always educating yourself on how to be that excellent person that you see in other people. And it's kind of like that. You just kind of take little bits and pieces. And what I learned is you always give yourself grace and you give other people grace. And that's how you become the person that everybody wants to be around, be a part of, and learn from.
Absolutely. I mean, personal opinion, but all of the really solid people that I've ever met, and especially the people that become great leaders and in the Navy like yourself, are the people that don't fear change in themselves and others. And
yeah,
I think that definitely kind of validates my point, so thank you for that. Yeah.
I appreciate that.
So, I mean, what hardships have you faced since joining the Navy, and what skills and value sets have you been able to develop to overcome those things?
So I've been in recruiting 20 years. Yeah.
That phase. All right.
I've been in recruiting 20 years. So I have had some definite hardships because it's recruiting, and it's a constant change, and it's a constant demand, and it's always going to be this one thing that you're always trying to do better and be better at. And sometimes you have the hard time of saying, I didn't do it. I didn't get to that point that you wanted me to get. And those are hard situations because when you're a Navy counselor recruiter, your job is to recruit the finest and the best people for the United States Navy. And sometimes you don't meet the mark. And for an NC recruiter, that's a hard pill to swallow. That's a hard conversation. And those days when I struggled to not make that mark, I had to give myself grace. I had to learn that because in the beginning you beat yourself up because that's not what you were taught. You were taught you got to make this number. There's no option. And when you don't do that, it makes you feel like, man, I failed. But someone taught me some years ago, which saved my life. They said, give yourself grace. You're a human being. You cannot be as perfect as you think you are, and nobody is that perfect. And you're not always going to be what someone wants you to be. So continue to be who you are, continue to push forward, because as long as you're moving forward, you're doing the right thing. And that's how I've saved myself and done those hard things and gone through those hard things and came out on the other side like, "Phew, I did it."
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if somebody just like the person that they wanted to become was your friend, and that person may or may not be sitting next to you doing a podcast, what words of wisdom would you give them? No, on a real note, I see you out doing a lot of these things for community outreach, and you're always putting your best foot forward, and I see the goodness that you try to put out in the world. Is there anything else that you're doing to try to make that a reality?
So if you don't know, I go to different high schools and I get to talk to young men and women about Navy scholarships. That is my job. That's my passion. I love it. I love to give kids that don't know about what we have the opportunity to learn about what we have. And the one thing that I say to them that has nothing to do with the Navy is I always tell them, hey, I want you to get out your phones and I want you to go to the notes section of your phones and I want you to type in goals. And then I want you to number 1 through 5. And then I want you to say to yourselves, where do you see yourselves in the next 5 years? And what does that look like for you? Not for your friends or your family, not even for your boyfriends or girlfriends. What does it look like for you? And I tell them, write down those 5 things. Because now you've given yourself a contract to life. And that's how you move forward. That's how you become the person that you think you want to be, because you're moving forward, you're thinking about your future. And to me, that's me giving back and me making students think. Because most of the time, they're not thinking. They're not thinking about their future, they're thinking about right now. And if I can give them that one moment of saying, wow, what does my future look like? And start that process of thinking what it looks like, then I've done something great to me.
And it kind of ties back into what you're talking about before, being able to, provide yourself with grace, adapt. So it's kind of like pre-staging a person's mind to adapt with grace through those changes.
Absolutely. I tell sailors that all the time, especially when they come to me and they failed at something and they feel like that's it. And I always stop them and I say, you know what? Give yourself grace first. You're not perfect. Now, let's talk about what it is you did and let's see how we can move forward and get through it.
Yeah. Goodbye.
That was perfect.
Oh, thank you.
You guys
Thank you so much.
solid.